Live from TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, welcome to Boston Bruins hockey on NESN. Tonight the Bruins return to home ice, looking to put last night in Ottawa behind them as they welcome in the New York Islanders. Hello again, everybody. Along with Andy Brickley, I'm Judd Surratt. Thanks for joining us. Brick, it is almost Halloween, and this is a time when scary movies dominate the airwaves. I can imagine a young Brick growing up in Melrose watching Bela Lugosi's Dracula, or maybe it was the creature from the Black Lagoon. Bruins are seeing some scary stuff themselves here on the ice, and a lot of the ghosts and the goblins they're dealing with are things that they've made.
Yeah, well, despite all that scary stuff, I mean, I think it's very simple, Judd, what they have to do tonight relative to the way they played last night. They got to be better in their preparation, better in their commitment, and certainly compete harder than they did for 3 periods. They got to do the full 60. I'll use my best Boston accent. It's real simple. Play hard and smart.
Elias Sorokin gets the start. The number's a little deceptive. The Islanders have given up a ton of high-quality chances in front of them. His counterpart, Joonas Korpisalo. Korpisalo has good career numbers against the Islanders overall, with a .287 goals against and a .913 save percentage, looking to up his record to 2-3. As we take a look at the Bruins' record on home ice, 3-3. Middlestad, Bruins changing on the back. It floats to Sorokin. He gave it right to Arvidsson, but Arvidsson couldn't scoop it up. Flip back out. Peak brings it back in. Drop to Lindholm, shoots, and he stepped it wide. Isles race the other way. It's Drouin. Drop. Horvat shoots. He scores. After a dominant opening shift by the Bruins, it's the Islanders who take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and that opening shift was dominated because of a nice play and a breakout, something we just talked to Donnie Sweeney about, by Pavel Zacha. And they had all kinds of offensive zone time. Nicholas Lindholm, he tries to go high blocker, and if you're that defenseman, you're that fourth layer, if you don't hit the net there and you've got the Islanders beat up ice, you know what's going to happen. Islanders going to get possession on that carom, and they're going to have numbers going in the opposite direction. That's exactly what happens. Little drop pass for Bo Horvat. And a bullet. Blocker side.
That's his team leading 6th. And they're going to check something. Schaefer scoots ahead, enters the zone. Duclair centered, and Korpisalo had to be alert. Horvat. Now to Palmieri. Mayfield. Schaefer. Whack to the corner. Barzal across. They score. Korpisalo complaining about something out in front, but that cross-ice pass a bullet. And Kyle Palmieri on the delayed penalty makes it 2-0.
Well, a lot in play here during that extensive run of play. You know, obviously the penalty to Boston, the delayed penalty, and then the puck possession by the Islanders. And a kid like Schaefer, he was carrying the puck back in the neutral zone. And he took his time. He went back. Here's a look at the trip right there on the little cutback by Barzal. He's tough to handle one-on-one. You get a stick in a bad spot, you're going to get a bunch of tripping penalties. The Bruins trying to defend, trying to take away the most dangerous player, but Palmieri gets on that back post. Takes a perfect seam pass from Barzal. I don't think Korpisalo even saw that puck go from one side of the ice to the other, and that's a layup open net for Palmieri.
Jonathan Aspro making his NHL debut tonight. He is the first player this season to make their NHL debut for the Bruins. The Bruins had 5 different players make their NHL debut last year. Now, the Bees signed the 26-year-old to a 1-year, 2-way deal this summer after he spent the first 6 years of his professional career in the Ottawa and Calgary organizations. That adds up to 297 AHL games, but getting his first opportunity tonight, guys.
McAvoy back to get it. Blocked by Drouin. Now Geekie to Jeannot. He'll flip it deep. Taking a look as Pellet. Okay, heavy hit from Jeannot. Pastrnak a steal. Out in front, Jeannot. Swatted aside by Sorokin, and then at the end boards Jeannot. And Warren having words. Pellet grabs a hold of Pastrnak. You can hear Kelly Sutherland, the senior referee, having something to say to Jeannot. And we'll see what, if anything, results from that skirmish. Lindholm holds, hacked it to the corner with 28. Off the glass, glove down by the Bruins, but they can't touch it. Only allowed to make a hand pass in your own zone. Islanders will slowly get their players out of the ice with 13 seconds left in the period. And now carried ahead by Schaefer. Angles left at the red line, and in it goes. And that's going to do it for the opening 20 minutes, where the Islanders scored twice in the first 5 minutes, and they'll take a 2-0 lead into the first intermission.
Yeah, we loved most of that first shift of the first period. You thought Boston was, come to play. Details were going to be good. You missed the net on a 4-on-3. It goes back the other direction. Okay, that happens a lot in the course of the season in the National Hockey League. But now how do you recover? Then on a delayed penalty, you don't protect the weak side. It's a layup goal for Palmieri. Now you're really chasing the score. Bruins didn't really establish a forecheck. They didn't get a lot enough to rush. They got to find a way to manage the puck to create more offensive rhythm to their attack.
Zacha. McAvoy taken down by Palmieri. Bruins enter. Set up. Geekie. Lindholm. Geekie. To McAvoy. Now Pasternak. Zacha centered. They score! Elias Lindholm sizzled one by the blocker. A big power play goal by the Bruins. They trail the Isles 2-1.
Similar play they tried to set up Geekie with that little triangle on the overload side. This time it's effective. The Bruins lost the puck battle. It gets out into the neutral zone, but you got to like the quick re-entry. And now you have possession. You create the 2-on-1s with that triangle overload on that side of the ice. You can see where Lindholm starts. He starts towards the blue paint. He rotates out into the scoring area for the one-timer. And when you execute passes and you put them where they're supposed to be, to the right people at the right time, great things happen, especially when you get skill. Good finish by Lindholm on the one-timer on the feed from Zacha.
Glove down by Lindholm. Grabbed by Hustadinov. He'll make his way in. Pasternak. Up top, a nifty pass to Peak. Hampus Lindholm across Pasternak. He scores! That's 397 goals for David Pasternak. And that one ties the game at 2.
Well, for a minute, I thought they were going to blow this play down in the neutral zone for a hand pass of sorts, but the Bruins end up with possession. They make a number of good plays through center ice to get it into the offensive zone. Hampus Lindholm takes that good hot pass from his partner. Self shot the whole way. The seam pass opens up for Pasternak, and when he gets it, he doesn't just forward one-time it. This is a good play right here by Pasternak, creating that 2-on-1. Peak finds his partner, Lindholm. And then there's that little hesitation, misdirection. Take a little something off it, finishing touch by the goal scorer Pasternak. There's that chaotic play in the neutral zone. You weren't sure how the referees were going to see it, if there was going to be any kind of hand pass or who's going to get possession. And as the play continued, the Bruins appear to have tied it.
Corrali, good hustle by Zadorov, keeps it in. Corrali. Kastelik jumps by Pajot. Zadorov across. McAvoy, Corrali. Zadorov. Open is McAvoy. They score! The Bruins have come roaring back here in the second period. Mikey Eyssimont gets his stick in there, and the Bruins are in front 3-2 over the Islanders.
And this all starts with a long-distance pass from the defensive zone to Kastelik for a partial breakaway. And the Bruins keep possession, and they're on the move. Love the exchange out high between Zadorov. A little switch between he and McAvoy. The Islanders get lost in that man-on-man coverage out high. the Bruins, we talked about executing, making passes. Not one, not two, not three, but in this case, 4. I mean, this is how you move the puck. There's that long-distance pass to Kastelik. That starts the Bruins in a good rhythm in terms of the offense. Everybody gets involved, and it's just a great play all around. Love the exchange up high. Good read by Zadorov. You know, the Bruins use the rim game from down deep in the offensive zone to get the defense involved out high. And it's a great play. Zadorov to McAvoy, down to the half wall, and then they change places. And that frees up Zadorov to get that pass. Now there's confusion as to who has who. McAvoy gets open on the opposite dot. And what a great fake shot, hard pass to find Eyssimont.
Look out here. Horvat shoots. Korpisalo the save. And the follow-up over at the far post when they needed it most.
Minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute.
Sent out in front. Korpisalo fought off that offering from Lee. Here's Duclair to the bumper. Korpisalo slides left to right. Denies Heineman. Bruins are through the first minor. 40 seconds left in the period. D'Angelo, Duclair, Lee. Korpisalo got a stick on it. Puck hopping around, and now out.
Oh, good play there. Strong stick by Minton.
Barzal back to get it. Settles it with 20. Lost it. Now he carries it in. Twist to the dot. Aspero watching him. Out late in the period on a key kill. 7 seconds left in the period. Duclair. D'Angelo. Duclair shoots. Stick save Korpisalo, and the horn sounds. And that's going to close out the first 40 minutes. Some huge stops by Joonas Korpisalo in the last few minutes of that second period. The Bruins will head in with a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, 2 big stops in this sequence here. Anders Lee in the slot. He can score from there. Quick little one-timer. Good read by Korpisalo. Aggressive, able to take it with the upper body. They use the bumper for the redirect. Heineman gets a piece. That's on its way into the net, but Korpisalo going to slide left to right, make the stop. Great finish to the period after the Bruins had a strong effort.
Quick up, Pasternak. Fought off the check. And I think we've got an ozone penalty on Pasternak. And then somebody took a shot at Pasternak. Will that even things up?
I doubt it, unless it continues. Pasternak was all by himself and reached in with his stick, had a little hook. It was an obvious hooking call, and then just as the whistle blew, he just kind of rifled one off the side of the net. I thought it got Cizikas' attention. But he put the hook on Warren, I believe.
Back, Palmieri, Drouin, Schaefer. Barzal across, it's sent wide, it was there for Palmieri. Bruins send it up the middle, don't get it out. Stolen by Zacha, just got enough to get it out. 14 seconds left in the kill. Bruins trying to get a penalty killer onto the ice. Up top, Schaefer. Barzal. Palmieri shoots. Korpisalo the save. Korpisalo covers up.
A couple of well-designed power play opportunities by the Islanders. Bruins able to survive. Barzal on the half wall. They're looking for that backdoor. Drouin, catch and release. Just couldn't get it under the crossbar. And because you went with that play, it opens up this play where Palmieri can hang on to it.
Schaefer just got it off Pasternak. Didn't get it out. Flip to the corner. Here's Zacha. Now to Pasternak. Across, McAvoy on his backhand. Now to Geekie. Goals in each of his last 4. Geekie peels it back. Lindholm. Geekie. Pasternak heading to the front of the net. Geekie, here it comes. He scores! That was a howitzer from the top of the left wing circle. A power play goal. Bruins 4, Islanders 2.
almost looks like this is a case of the Islanders over-concerned about David Pastrnak. Pastrnak drifts in from the right point. He's just trying to find some space. He's just trying to take people with him, perhaps, and free up Geekie to get into a spot where he can tee one up. Nobody's really in the shooting lane. No one's taking that pass away. They all kind of sag back, maybe thinking Pasternak's going to get over on that elbow side as well, maybe get towards the high slot area as he just roams through the offensive zone.
Middlestad has to try to get back into the play, and I got Sorokin leaving for the extra attacker. Bruins up by 2, just under 4 minutes left. Early pull from Patrick Roy. Chopped ahead, Arvidsson off his skate. Here's Barzal walking the line, watched by Eyssimont. Eyssimont with a steal, he'll feather it ahead, walking in, it's Minten, he scores! Fraser Minten, his second goal here of the season, and it's 5-2 Bruins.
Well, Minten the goal scorer, and he's looked good again, back-to-back games. He looks more and more like a very good NHL player, gaining confidence, strength, strong on pucks, but it was Eyssimont that made the play out by the blue line. That's Barzal. He's elusive. He's great with the puck. He can shake one-on-one checks, but Eyssimont, stride for stride, good stick position, makes the steal at a dangerous area for the Islanders, right at the offensive blue line. And then Minten gets on his horse. He gets separation, buries it into the empty net.
Out of Corrali. Hits the brakes with 30. He lost it. Cizikas chased back to the far circle by Kastelik. 20 seconds remaining in this one. The Bruins are going to improve to 5-7 on the season. As they battle away in the corner, Mayfield knotted up with Eyssimont. Corrali poked out in front. And this game has gone final. A rousing comeback by the Boston Bruins. They spot the Islanders a 2-0 lead and roar back with 5 of their own. And they flushed last night's game in Ottawa. The game winner coming from Mikey Eyssimont, who had a goal and an assist here tonight. Jonas Korpisalo was spectacular. Your final, Bruins 5 and the Islanders 2.
You know, you were kind of hoping the win over Colorado would be a stepping block, a stepping stone to getting a good little winning streak going, and then you just kind of lay an egg in Ottawa last night. You get the same feeling after this one, given the way the Bruins played in the second and third period and how they won this game and the way they competed and the way they executed in the final 40 minutes to make you feel good about the next game on Thursday.